Hi, my name is Rob Davis from Planiac in London. We're an independent game studio and we made international racing Squirrels. We're here at IndieCade showing that game, which was a finalist this year and also was shortlisted for the Impact Award in the award ceremony on Thursday night. The game is a race management sim where you run a team of misbehaving squirrels. You buy homes for your team, you buy training facilities, you train them up, you improve their mood, their strength, their stamina, their focus, you buy accessories for them in the shopping mall, and then you send them off around the world to race all over the place and compete in races, up mountains, in deserts, in the English countryside, but things can go wrong. It's not really a live action racing game. The way that the races work is that you have a kind of above view of the race as the manager. You dive in for key moments during overtakes with a mini game that helps you improve your chance of winning at an overtake, and you also buy power-ups that you use and deploy at certain times in the race. So there's an acorn grenade, there's a jetpack, and things like that. So as the manager, you choose when to use those, and you use them strategically at the right moments in the game to kind of secure a win for your squirrels. But it's very much that you're the manager of the team rather than a racer on the track. We knew that we wanted to make a game that had financial elements, that had financial management, and also included the real-world banking system. We wanted to kind of make comments about that to show what the flaws are and what the hazards are of a banking system, and to embed that within a typical social-type game. We brainstormed about the idea in a pub in London, as you do, and the whole team of us sat around the table, and someone at the table said, "What's the most ridiculous thing that this game could be? What's the most ridiculous thing that we could call this game?" And the answer to that question was International Racing Squirrels. The concept of the game developed further when we built a paper test version, and we took that to venues in London, and we got members of the public to come and play the paper version of the game before we'd written a single line of code. And we believe in doing that for games when it's the right kind of game, when a game is really going to benefit from that. We also built an interactive wireframe of the game. We took that round to people, we tested them playing it, and so we used all those kinds of processes to improve the game, to make it feel right, to make the aesthetics of the game right, over a period of time before we even started coding. And then we did lots of development and testing as we were coding it as well to kind of get the gameplay just how we wanted it to be. Our games are casual, but we call them mid-core casual, so they're not hardcore games and they're not entirely frivolous casual games. They're somewhere in a middle space where people want to engage with a game and maybe have a slightly more in-depth experience than your average purely casual game. We make the games work on multiple levels, so with International Racing Squirrels, my 8-year-old niece loves the game, plays it loads, but older people love the game and play it loads as well. So we really have got a game that's been popular with a really wide age range. So I made my first game when I was a teenager, and it was actually published and distributed when I was age 14. I then went off and studied computers, and really since studying computers I've been using technology, using computers to try and do interesting and creative things. I've done digital art installations that are kind of game-like art installations, and I've been making games for about the last 10 years, working with the BBC in the UK, with DreamWorks, with Nickelodeon, and also with larger corporations actually to make games with them. And we're very much moving towards pure indie game production now. So Planiac's goals now with making games like International Racing Squirrels and our next projects that are coming up are published or self-published indie game releases that always kind of are thoughtful games that ask questions that make the player think as well as be entertained. We're really excited about making indie games because really we want to determine what games we're making. We want to have full freedom with the game design, and right now is a really exciting time where game designers can go and do that. You can invent your ideas, you can put together a team of talented people to work with you on those ideas, and you can bring them out and find out what happens next. What we're seeing right now in the indie space is recognition of fantastic talent that's out there, and that's only going to grow and grow. But also we've got an increasing wisdom amongst consumers of games. Games are developing as an art form. The players of games are asking for more from their games than games gave them before. They're wanting to connect with games in all different kinds of ways. And I think the excitement for that, the possibilities for that, and the things that can be made are only going to expand and grow. I think it's such an exciting art form for that reason, and there's so much left to discover. There's space for all of us to create new work, to bring our visions to life, and to share those with the public, with the world, and to entertain and entertain people and make them question things in all kinds of new ways. So we think it's a really fantastic time to be doing that. So the game started out as a web game, and we built that in Flash, and the game is found at www.playracing-squirrels.com. We've also used Adobe Air, and we've ported it to iPad, and the iPad version of the game came out last week, and we're really excited about releasing it on iPad. There's a freemium version and there's a premium version that's ad-free as well, so those are both out on iPad. We're bringing it to Android as well, and we have a prototype on Android, and we're also bringing it to PCs and desktop through one of the distribution platforms there. So the best places to find the game are for free on the web and on the App Store.
IndieGameReviewer.com